Hello children, welcome all. In this session, we'll continue our chapter, sound. Let's have a quick recap of this chapter, whatever we have learned till now. And till now, we have learned sound produced by a vibrating body and how sound is produced by humans. And then we have learned about propagation of sound through different medium. That is, in order to travel, sound needs medium. So sound, it propagates through all the three states like solid, liquid and gaseous state. Then in last session, we have learned about how we hear sound. How do we hear sound? We hear sound through our ear. So we have learned about human ear, and then we have learned about amplitude, time period and frequency of vibration. So amplitude is, what is amplitude? Amplitude is a maximum displacement of particle from its mean position in either direction. It's moved to and fro, isn't it? Or back and forth. So before the vibration starts, that is called as mean position of a particle or rest position. So once if the vibrations are, what do you mean by vibration? To and fro motion, isn't it? So how much maximum displacement of a particle from its mean position is what we call that as amplitude. And what is time period? Time period is the time taken to complete one vibration, or we call that as one oscillation, is known as time period. It is denoted in seconds. And what is oscillatory motion or what is oscillation? The to and fro or back and forth motion of an object is known as oscillation or vibration. And then we have learned about frequency of vibration or frequency of oscillation. So what is frequency of vibration or what is frequency of oscillation? That is the number of oscillation per second. In 1 second, how much oscillation takes place is called as frequency of oscillation. And frequency is expressed in hertz. And we can denote frequency by symbol Hz. Then frequency, if frequency of 1 hertz, what do you mean by frequency of 1 hertz? It is nothing but 1 oscillation per second. Then we have learned amplitude and frequency are the two important properties of sound, isn't it? And we can differentiate sound on the basis of their amplitude and frequency. So how do we or how can we differentiate sound? We can differentiate sound on the basis of amplitude and frequency. What is amplitude? The maximum displacement of a particle from its rest position or from its mean position is called as amplitude. And what is frequency? Frequency is the number of oscillation per second is called as frequency. And now let's go further about loudness and pitch. Have you heard about loudness, sound, what is loudness of sound, or pitch, or you can pitch of a sound? So we are going to learn about this loudness and pitch in this session. So to understand what is loudness and what is pitch, let's do this activity. You have to take a metallic tumbler and a spoon. And you have to first, you just strike the spoon gently at the brim, that is edge of the tumbler. You can hear the sound. Just slightly strike and you can hear the sound. Now, again what you have to do is, you have to bang the spoon I hope you understand the difference between strike and bang. Now bang the spoon on the tumbler and hear the sound produced again. And is the sound now when you bang the spoon on the tumbler, is the sound produced will be louder than when the tumbler is struck by the spoon? Yes, obviously when it is banged, the sound produced will be louder, isn't it? Now you one more activity we will see. Now suspend a small thermocol ball touching the rim of the tumbler. You can see the figure here. See that take a thread and attach one thermocol ball. Suspend. What do you mean by suspending? Hang it. Ball. You have to hang the thermocol ball in such a way that the thermocol ball should touch the rim of the tumbler. Now we have to make the tumbler to vibrate by striking it. When the tumbler vibrate, what you can see, as the thermocol ball is touching the brim of the tumbler, you can see the movement, displacement of the ball. So how much displacement is done? That is nothing but an amplitude of vibration of a tumbler. Isn't, children? What is amplitude? The maximum displacement. So here, how can we find out the amplitude? That is just you have to hang or suspend a thermocol ball just by touching the rim of the tumbler, and now making the tumbler to vibrate by striking it. You can see the displacement of a ball, thermocol ball, and this displacement is a measure of amplitude of vibration. Now you have to strike the tumbler gently more harder. Now what you can see, the thermocol ball displace will be little more. So now compare the amplitude of vibration of a tumbler in that two cases. In which case amplitude will be larger? What is amplitude? Maximum displacement. When the tumbler is struck harder, more severe, then the displacement of thermocol ball will be more, isn't it? That is nothing but called as amplitude. So here the amplitude, if the vibration is more, the amplitude will be more. So loudness of sound is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude of the vibration producing the sound. And so loudness is related with amplitude. And the loudness of the sound is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. For example, if the amplitude becomes twice, then the loudness increases by the factor of 4. That is, if the amplitude is 2, then the loudness will be 2 square, that is 4. So loudness, it is expressed in a unit called decibel, small d, capital B, decibel. And so again I repeat, loudness is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. So if, for example, if the amplitude becomes twice, the loudness increases by the factor of 4. And how it is denoted? It is denoted by the same unit called decibel, and by its symbol D, small d, capital B. Now we will see the table which shows us some idea of loudness of sound coming from various sound of various sources. For example, normal breathing, that loudness is 10 decibel. Soft whisper, when you speak very softly, it is the distance of 5 meters, it is 30 decibel. Normal conversation, 60 decibel. Busy traffic, 70 decibel. And average factory, the loudness is 80 decibel. So above 80 decibel, the noise becomes physically painful. Okay, we cannot hear that noise. So these are the way how that loudness of sound is produced. So loudness depends upon the amplitude of the sound. So again, children, the loudness of sound depends on its amplitude. So when the amplitude of vibration is large, the sound produced is loud. What is amplitude? The maximum distance covered by a particle. When the amplitude is small, then the sound produced will be feeble, very less. So the loudness will be very feeble. So the loudness of sound depends upon its amplitude. When the amplitude is large, the sound produced will be loud. When the amplitude is small, the sound produced is feeble. Now, so loudness actually depends upon not only amplitude, it depends upon distance and density. So the loudness, what I told, it is directly proportional to square of the amplitude. What do you mean by directly proportional? If amplitude is more, loudness will be more. If amplitude is less, loudness will be less. The same way, distance. Loudness is inversely proportional to square of the distance. What do you mean by inversely proportional? The distance, if it increases, the loudness will be less. If distance will get decreased, the loudness will be more. For example, when you and your friend, when you talk, if both are standing very close, the distance between both of you will be less, then you can, that loudness of the sound will be more because the sound distance will be less. And if you tell your friend to move further apart, then you can see that that loudness, when your friend speaks, that loudness of sound you hear will be very feeble. So loudness of sound is inversely proportional to square of the distance, as well as loudness of sound, it depends upon density of medium. Density of medium is more, then loudness will be more. If the density of medium is less, the loudness will be less. For example, if you compare liquid and gaseous state, liquid state the density will be more, so the loudness will be more. And in air, if the density of medium air it is less, so the loudness will be less. So loudness, it depends upon amplitude, distance and density. Now let's come to pitch. Now what is pitch? If you compare the sound of a baby with that of an adult, do you find any difference? Yes, there is a difference between these two sounds of child and adult. Even though they are equally loud, but we could find their difference in some way. So now let's see how it differ, that sound of an adult and sound of a child, how it differ from each other. You may also wonder how your voice is different from that of your teacher's voice, isn't it? Now, see here, the pitch, which is otherwise called as shrillness. So the pitch of a sound, it depends upon the frequency. So the frequency, it determines the shrillness or pitch of a sound. Loudness, it depends upon amplitude, and shrillness or pitch, it depends upon frequency. If the frequency of vibration is higher, we see that the sound is shrill and has a high pitch. Shrill means it is high pitch. If the frequency of vibration is lower, then the sound has low pitch. For example, a drum vibrates with low frequency. When you strike the drum, it vibrates with low frequency. If the frequency is low, then it produces low pitched sound. On the other hand, when you blow whistle, the whistle has high frequency and therefore it produces a sound of higher pitch. The same way, if you compare, a bird makes a high pitched sound because frequency is more, whereas the lion makes a low pitched roar because the frequency is less. So, however, but if you compare the loudness, the lion's roar is very loud than the sound of a bird. So if you compare loudness and pitch, if the loudness is very loud, but the frequency of this lion roar is less, so the pitch will be very low. The same way, the sound of a bird is quite feeble. The loudness will be very less, but it has a high-pitched sound due to more frequency. So children, frequency determines pitch and loudness determines, amplitude determines loud. So if you see here, the frequency when they beat the drum, see that frequency of it is less compared to when you blow whistle, the frequency will be more. So if frequency is less, there's a less pitch sound. If frequency is more, it has a more pitch sound. So every day we hear voices of children and adult. Immediately we find difference in their voices. So we can say that the frequency of voice of a child is higher than that of adult, isn't it? If you compare the child and adult, the frequency of voice of a child is higher than that of adult. So it has a shrilled voice. Usually the voice of a woman has higher frequency than that of a man. So children, till now we have learned about sound is produced by vibrating objects. In human beings, the vibration of a vocal cord produces sound. Sound travels through medium like gaseous, liquid, or solid. It cannot travel in vacuum. The eardrum, because of the vibration of the eardrum in our ear, it sends signals to the brain, and that is why we hear sound. And the number of oscillation or vibration per second is called the frequency of oscillation, and it is denoted by hertz. Larger amplitude, the louder the sound, and larger the frequency, higher the pitch, or you can tell shriller the sound. So if amplitude is more, it produces loud sound. If frequency is more, it produces shriller sound, or you can tell it has more pitch, high pitch or shriller the sound. Got children? So amplitude is determines the loudness of a sound, and frequency of vibration determines the pitch or shrillness of a sound. That's all for this session. Thank you.